two, or what's going on, everybody? Happy Monday. Welcome back to Monday Market Briefs. This is brought to you by the Capital Alliance Network. I am your host, Tariq Collins. We're going to get into it. We'll be bringing this to you every week about the Monday Market Briefs. Today, we haven't seen a deal made this big since Magic bought the Dodgers. Sports. It's arguably the biggest source of entertainment in the world for all eyes. Sports bring all kind of people together. Races, color, creed, gender, doesn't matter. It breaks all social barriers and everybody is glued to the arena, the stadium, the TV to watch their particular sports team. So why are we talking about this in the private markets? KKR, which is the grandfather of private equity, if those of you who don't know, these guys started their firm way back in the late 70s, early 80s. Henry Kravitz and his cousin, these guys were the first in the private equity game and founded KKR. They were huge and instrumental in the Toys R Us deal. Some people may know them by, and many other businesses that they've been a part of. But they have now came back to the table with an announcement of a $1.4 billion acquisition deal of Arctos Partners. Now, why is this important? Because Arctos Partners is the private equity firm that was backing a lot of sports deal that you may know about. So Arctos Partners was founded by Ian Charles and former Madison Square Garden executive David Doc O'Connor in 2019. They wanted to help create a marketplace for financing for finance firms to buy minority stakes in sports teams. It's the largest investor in sports globally, managing more than 15 billion in assets, all made from sports. So KKR announced the deal to purchase them straight out for $1.4 billion. And the way the deal is broken up into two different segments. They're going to get 300 million in cash, and the remaining 1.1 billion is going to be in KKR shares. The partnership is going to still be head up by Ian, who's going to run everything associated with the sports fanatic, which will put KKR in the game of sports, just like every other private equity group that's out there. The firm holds a minority equity stake in the world's most popular teams, including European football clubs, Liverpool, Paris Saint-Germain, NBA teams, the Golden State Warriors, baseball teams, and series world champions, Los Angeles Dodgers, the same team that Magic owns. They also own an NFL team, the Los Angeles Chargers, and the New York Buffalo Bills. They also have a minority stake in Aston Martin Formula One team. So this firm is sports agnostic. They're not just in one particular sports. They're in all sports as long as they're making deals, right? KKR was one of the last people to join the major play into the sports world. Blackstone, Apollo, and BlackRock have already entered the chat already with the sports deals, making their bets into many major sports that they have. Like I said before, sports is one of the biggest entertainments of all time. This thing transcends generations. Why is there so much money in sports? The Super Bowl is one of the biggest watched games in sports history. Sports has been a topic for private equity as they were the last industry for private equity to really kind of breach into. And it started soon when the Major League Baseball teams and has entered into in 2019, the MLB said that private equity can come in at 30% of their equity into any Major League Baseball team. The NBA and the NHL, which is the hockey league, came in 2021 with a similar deal to the Major League Baseball, entering in at 30% of equity into any particular team. Now, the last to come to the table was 2024, which we probably remember those news lines when the NFL allowed up to 10% of private equity ownership, no more, no less. Right, the NFL is a huge tight-knit community, kept private equity out for a while. But then they entered the chat in 2024. So we started with Major League Baseball in 2019, and we ended with the NFL in 2024. So what does this do? It allows for the teams to expand their sponsorship dollars, provide more benefits to the players, provide an opportunity for fans to have an enjoyable experience as well as stadium upgrades. So what does that really mean? private equity is going to come in. They're going to buy in at whatever the percentages of the team. Like, let's say NFL, they can get up to 10%. They'll put in specific capital for them to own 10% of this particular team. The owners is going to take that money to expand and grow their team by how well they play. They pay their players and benefits to their players. Also, upgrades around the stadium and the real estate around the stadium, and the businesses and sponsorships that can come in to give ad dollars for businesses to come in and sponsor the team to advertise for their business. So the money will be used to help grow any particular sports team, and the owners is going to use it to enhance the fan experience. Season ticket holders, as costs rises for all these season tickets and game tickets, what they're going to do is add value to the fan experience and the player experience. That makes sense. In addition to that, the way the valuation is broken up into these teams, on how you might ask yourself, like, well, how are these teams valued? Where are they getting these monies from, right? Or how is it breaking down? Well, they break it down for lucrative TV rights. Like, the long-term agreements they get for these TV rights is key. So every streaming network is out there fighting for you or them to be able to play whichever sports game or championship on their streaming network. We've seen this recently with Netflix, that they aired the Christmas game, the Christmas football game. We also seen them taking a stab at airing a lot of fights. So this is only going to get better as more streaming networks fight for control over these different TV ads and accounts for these games. Why is that? Because the viewers is high. When they start bringing in TV rights, the viewerships go up based on the people watching the sports game. And so what also the valuation that brings into it is the corporate sponsorship and stadium revenue. Stadium revenue will be not only from tickets that's being sold, but also concessions around the stadium. So if you take Truist, for example, Truist Stadium, where the Braves play in Marietta, Cobb County, the real estate around that is what's bringing value to the team, with all the different venues, food venues, and souvenirs that you can purchase around the stadium, that's bringing those dollars into the network of the Braves, in addition to the people that watch, viewers from the TV, and those that are in the stand. So private equity is entering the sports world. This is a story of capital answering a call to enhance the fan experience, give the players more opportunity to perform their best in the arena. And sports in general is one event that can withstand all economic cycles. You watch sports no matter if the market is up or if the market is down, if you got money or if you broke. We're going to find a way to entertain ourselves through watching our favorite sports team, football, no matter what it is, right? And so private equity is entering into that, that allows them to enhance your experience as the viewer, and they're getting money because the owners is using that equity, that money that they brought in, to enhance that experience for people to continue to watch it. And because the economics of it is so good, like I just said, they're in the up market, you watching it; in a down market, you watching it. It doesn't matter what's going on. Sports is still happening, whether we're doing the FIFA World Cup that's coming up, whether we at the Winter Olympics, the Summer Olympics, whether we at the Super Bowl, the NBA playoffs, the World Series. No matter what's going on, people will slow down to tune in to their favorite sports team, period. And so as we enter into this world where private equity is getting more and more into sports, one thing that is to watch out for will be the valuation of women's sports, particularly the WNBA. They are getting massive, massive viewership based on the popularity of the game coming out when Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese came out from college. We start to see an uptick in the WNBA. Another thing to look out for will be the small leagues that's popping out. So what I think, my take on this is that private equity is entering a game that's already been in existence for years. From a business standpoint, it makes sense. We already know the business of sports, by paying attention to the Cowboys and what Jerry Jones has created over the years, right? Arguably, we might not say that the Cowboys is a great football team, but we cannot argue with the franchise itself being the number one franchise, number one valuated sports team of all sports. And that's based off what he did with the taking the risk on pushing back on the NFL rules as far as the sponsorships that he brought in, the ad revenue that he brought in, the TV streaming revenue that he brought in that enhanced the players' experience, their income, the fan experience, and the value that they get. And sports will be here for years and decades to come. And like I said, it's multi generational. I think this is one of the best moves for private equity to make because it's a great business deal. Period. You get to watch your sports and enjoy them create value for you, and you watch this team year after year after year. You're a loyal fan, and the companies get to come in and inject capital to continue to meet your demands as the fan to make sure that the team is operating at its optimal level. So we'll continue to see different news breakouts of private equity continue to enter into the sports in the world of sports. And I think KKR was one of the last major private equity firms to do it. And they did it in a different way by acquiring Arctos firm, capital firm, Arctos Partners firm, who are already inside of the sports world, gave them a buyout, and now they continue to increase and enhance the viewer's experience. So there you guys have it. I mean, the listen, private markets is going to be around. They're jumping in the world of sports. They're in every industry now that we've gotten into sports, and so it won't be long before you start to see more industries being bought up by private markets, which is not a bad thing. It's actually a good thing to continue to deal with your favorite brands. I want you to continue to tune in to Monday Market Briefs. I'm your host, Tariq Collins. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what was your favorite line in the story, or what is your take on private equity getting into the world of sports. Do you think they're going to enhance it or maybe ruin sports? Let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you.